Hey guys, welcome to another VATSIM video here on the AviationPro channel. It's time to make another full flight again. You guys have been waiting for that, I know. But of course I was busy making some tutorial videos for the P1 pilot rating of the VATSIM Pilot Academy. If you haven't seen those videos, check them out. Very helpful to start becoming a pilot on the VATSIM network and to get your P1 pilot rating. And it's not a requirement to get your P1 pilot rating, but by watching those videos and following the course, you can consider yourself quite a good VATSIM pilot, at least as a beginner on the VATSIM network. So make sure you check out those videos. That's what I was busy with all those weeks. But now I've got time to make another flight. It's Tuesday night and we're going to fly from Zurich to Copenhagen using the Scandinavian Boeing 737-800. And as always, I will give you some more information about this flight. We're going to be carrying 140 passengers and 6 crew. We have a total fuel amount of 8,614 kilograms on board. Plenty of fuel to get there. The flight is not very long, about 1 hour and 20 minutes, I think. So let's take a look at the weather. The weather at Zurich is quite good. Currently the wind is coming from 330 degrees at 6 knots, which means we're going to take off from runway 28. That's the preferred runway there. The clouds, a few clouds and some scattered clouds. Temperature is a 19er, QNH 1014, no significant change. So as you can see, it's not very interesting, just normal weather. Let's take a look at the TAF. Might be some showers and rain, but I think we should be okay. And the weather at Copenhagen, and the weather there is wind is 0 to 0 at 3 knots. Visibility is 10 kilometers or more. Few cloud layers, as you can see. Temperature 14, QNH 1014, no significant change, and the weather is pretty stable over there. So that's wind direction probably means we're gonna land at one of the runways 04, left or right. I think it's gonna be left. And during the cruise, let's take a look at the wind chart. As you can see, the wind's very diverse. We're gonna start with some headwind, but as we move northwards, we're gonna have some slight tailwind. So it's very variable during our cruise. And as you can see, there's some low pressure in the area near the Netherlands. I can see that right now. I live in the Netherlands and it's very gray and rainy here. So yeah, that's it's not as good. Although this weekend's gonna be about 30 degrees Celsius, so it's fine for now. In the weekend we can enjoy the weather much better. So yeah, that's a little bit of a review of this flight. The route distance is 545.88 nautical miles, and as you can see here, we're gonna start off in Switzerland, and then we're gonna almost immediately, we're gonna go into the German airspace, and we're gonna cross the German airspace, as you can see, entirely, and then we'll end up in Copenhagen. And Copenhagen is on an island, so it's pretty nice. I don't fly to islands that much. And I've never flown to Copenhagen, by the way, so if I make a lot of mistakes there, I'm sorry, but I'm a newbie at Copenhagen. Zurich a few times, but I think it should be okay. Some icing conditions too, so we have to be aware of that during the climb and the descent. So that was a little bit of a info for you about this flight. In a few minutes I'm gonna get into the cockpit and prepare the airplane. And we're going to be departing in about 30 minutes from now. Scandinavian 610, the real flight, is also departing around the time that I will depart. I will not try to do my best to follow the real flight. It's just too busy for that. But I will check it out if we're flying at the same point as the real flight is flying at that moment. But for now, we'll just fly this VATSIM flight and see how that goes. And of course, on the way I'll explain a lot of things about the air traffic control and the flight itself. So get all settled in. We're gonna depart in a few moments, and I'll see you back in the cockpit. So guys, welcome into the flight deck of this Boeing 737-800 of Scandinavian Airlines. In a few moments I'm gonna check the ATIS. We expect runway 32 for departure. Initially I thought it was going to be runway 28, but apparently they have opened two runways, runway 34 and 32 for departure, so probably we're going to be using 32, but I'm not really sure about that because I don't fly to Zurich that often. We are at stand Alpha 55 on this chart, as you can see. So yeah, I'm going to tune in the ATIS frequency and listen to the ATIS information, and then we can ask clearance from, let's see, Zurich ground is online, delivery is not online, but all the other stations, ground, tower, approach, center are all online, and I expect the same, or at least the center and approach at Copenhagen, so it will be very nice. So we're going to tune in the ATIS frequency 128.52, so let's take a listen.
Information. This is Zurich. Information. India. Departure. Runway 32 and 34. Arrival. Runway 28. ILS. Approach. Transition level 70. Mach. Report. Zurich. F. Time 1750. UTC. Wind 310 degrees 4 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers. Clouds. View 6,000 feet. View. Powering cumulus 6,500 feet. Temperature 192.9. QNH 1014. No significant change expected. Advise on initial contact. You have information. India. Report. Aircraft type. On initial contact with Zurich. Arrival. Caution. The ILS. Out. Landing. Runway 2.
Okay. So there we have the weather information and also some information about runways, runway 32 and 34 departure. As I said, the information India we have, so it's a bit unsure which departure route exactly we're going to have. Let's take a look. There are multiple departure routes for runway 32 and 34, so it could be anything really, so we're just going to have to ask clearance in order to really get to know that. Wind 310 degrees 4 knots, some towering cumulus, if I heard that correctly, and so we got a couple of clouds in the area, but that's okay. And the QNH is 1014, and that's set on the altimeter. So yeah, I'm gonna do a few more preparations, and then we can ask clearance at ground. Alright guys, I'm now going to switch to the ground frequency. It's 121.75. There we go.
Move in, call 1 ready to push.
So there was one transmission there already.
Zurich from Weapon 6 Uniform Victor, vacated runway 28.
I think it's quite busy. I have to get used to the Scandinavian call sign because I've never flown Scandinavian, so if I say KLM or travel service, you know what it is. I'm gonna do a radio check first. I couldn't get in contact with Zurich Apron, so I'm gonna do a radio check first and see if everything works properly. New headset, you know, I had to change a few settings, so let's see if it still works. Zurich Apron, good evening, Scandinavian 610 at stand Alpha 55, request radio check on frequency 121.75.
Scandinavian 610, Zurich Apron, good evening, reach 55.
Roger, we have information India requesting clearance to Copenhagen.
Scandinavian 610, information Juliet calling, no significant changes, cleared to Copenhagen, runway 34, Zurich to Foxtrot departure, Squawk 6763.
It's going to be runway 34. Roger, information Juliet now, runway 34, cleared to Copenhagen, runway 34, find the Degas to Foxtrot departure, and Squawk 6763, Scandinavian 610.
Scandinavian 610, read back correct. My instructions were incorrect. It is 2 Foxtrot is correct. And startup is approved. Report ready for question.
Roger, we have Degas 2 Foxtrot and startup approved Scandinavian 610. Thank you. Yeah, I couldn't really hear the waypoint, but the first waypoint on our route is Degas. So we have Degas 2 Foxtrot for runway 34, so it's pretty obvious, I think. So we have our clearance, information Juliet, and I'm gonna listen to the ATIS one more time. There were no significant changes, so it should not be that much different. Runway 34, squawk 6763 is set. So I'm gonna listen to the ATIS one more time, and then we're gonna start pushback and begin our flight. So guys, I've prepared the aircraft a little bit better now for the new departure route that we had to enter in the FMC, and so we're gonna fly the Degas 2 Foxtrot departure, and it basically means we're gonna track on a 334 runway heading from runway 34, and we're gonna at 4 DME from the Kloten VOR. It's in Dutch, it's a strange word. So yeah, Dutch pilots probably laugh every time they have to use this VOR. Let's say the Kilo Lima Oscar VOR. It sounds a bit more appropriate. But anyways, at 4 DME we're gonna make a left turn heading 245.
Shutting down. Thank you for your service. Goodbye. Flightplan 6, Uniform Victor. Change is approved. Thank you for flying to Zurich. Have a nice evening. Bye bye.
At a maximum speed of 210 knots, and then we're gonna we're gonna have another waypoint right there, which we have to cross at 4,500 feet or above. We have entered that in the FMC, and then another left turn, 90 degrees inbound, the Kilo Lima Oscar VOR, and from there we go on to our waypoint Degas at 8,000 or above. So that's a little bit of an overview of the SID, and yeah, it should be fine. So we're going to make a left turn and maximum speed of 210 knots. So we have to make sure that we are not flying to the right instead of the left. So we're going to ask push for clearance. We're ready for pushback. I've shut down the packs, and yeah, let's see how this flight goes. And Zurich grounds the Scandinavian 610, request pushback.
Scandinavian 610, pushback is approved, facing west.
Pushback approved, facing west, the Scandinavian 610. Okay, so we're going to push back facing west, and then we're going to taxi all the way to runway 34. Okay, we're starting the pushback, and we're going to start our engines in a few moments. Roger, we have enough start pressure, and we're going to start number 2 first. And we're going to add the fuel.
Tower 211, crossing runway 28 on Kilo.
Crossing of runway 28 to Kilo's approved. Color 21.
Post 87 Kilo Juliet, same for you. Crossing runway 28 on Kilo.
Alright, that's a successful engine start, and we have enough start pressure again, and we're going to start number 1. There we go. And we're basically flying through sunset today. Of course, we're flying to the north, so we're enjoying the daylight a little bit more than on our previous flight.
Contact Tower 118.1, color 11.
Okay, parking brake set. Set the flaps at 5 for departure. Just gonna do a quick check on the flight controls here. switch over to bleed from the engines now. Generator of the engines, and we're gonna turn APU off.
You are clear for taxi. Please wait for my hand signal on the left-hand side. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Anti-ice is not required at this moment. Everything is set here. Okay, we should be pretty good to go. Alright, so we're gonna ask taxi clearance. We're gonna take a look which taxiways, probably Alpha Link 3 and Echo to Echo 9er. But I'll see what the ground controller tells us. So we're clear to go from the pushback guy, and we're gonna ask taxi clearance right now.
87 Kilo 2 will be a contact tower 118.1 into your flight unit of com.
Tower 118.1, venting off, choose stop.
And Scandinavian 610, request taxi.
Scandinavian 610, taxi to holding point Echo 8 via Echo.
Taxi to holding point Echo 8 via Echo, Scandinavian 610. Okay, that is clear. We're gonna taxi to Echo 8. That's intersection. Just gonna get my wires sorted. Okay, we're ready to go. Taxi lights on. It's very simple. Straight ahead onto Echo, and then we're gonna start from Echo 8. So our outer brake is set, RTO, flaps are set at 5, engine start switch is continuous, so we're gonna turn the center pumps off. And we should be pretty good to go.
Scandinavian 610, when ready, contact tower 118.1, enter your flight. Season the bay.
When ready, contact tower on 118.1, Scandinavian 610. Thank you, bye-bye. So we're going to switch to the tower frequency, and the next frequency is 131.15. Zurich Tower, good evening, Scandinavian 610, approaching Echo 8, ready for departure.
Scandinavian 610, line up runway 4 and wait.
Line up and wait, runway 34, Scandinavian 610. Okay, so
87 Kilo 2 reaction, take the arrival,
line up and wait.
131.15, and turn the full channel Pascal.
Arrival 13115, venting 7, choose Phoenix, stop, Swiss 8 and Kilo 2.
There we go, runway 34.
Scandinavian 610, wind is 310 degrees 4 knots, runway 34, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 34, Scandinavian 610. Alright. Oops, ATC. There we go. We're clear for takeoff. Advance to 40%. And that's all looking good. And we're gonna set takeoff thrust. Thrust is set. Knots. V1 rotates. Straight gear up.
Scandinavian 610, contact the arrival 131.15, but I have my flight.
Roger, contact arrival 131.15, Scandinavian 610, bye bye. 131.15.
Lama. North Shuttle 7466, please, Zurich arrival, good evening, identified. Fly heading 150 east and flight level 100. 150.
We initially climbed to 5,000 feet, so we're not going to climb any higher. Zurich arrival, good evening, Scandinavian 610, take us to Foxtrot departure.
36 Zurich arrival, good evening, identified, climb flight level 80.
Climb flight level 80, Scandinavian 610.
Alright. 1 month on left heading 310, United States.
And I'm going to start the left turn. The maximum speed in this turn is 210 knots, so we're not going to accelerate just yet.
Scandinavian 610, continue climb flight level 120.
Continue climb flight level 120, Scandinavian 610. 120, roger. And the transition altitude here is 7,000 feet, so in a few moments we're going to switch to the standard pressure of 1013 hectopascals.
7466, descend flight level 80.
Standard QNH. So we have a nice sunset departure, as you can see.
Juliet, contact now switch radar 128.05. Bye-bye.
What's radar 128.05?
Sorry for level up.
Switch to VNF mode now. Set the flaps up.
Scandinavian 610, contact now switch radar, frequency 128.05. Bye-bye.
Contact switch radar on 128.05, Scandinavian 610, bye-bye. 128.05. Swiss radar, good evening, it's Scandinavian 610 with you passing flight level 115.
Scandinavian 610, Swiss radar, hello, 65, climb flight level 220.
Climb flight level 220, Scandinavian 610. So 220. The aircraft stopped climbing.
Flight level 220.
And back to VNAV.
Contact 211, contact Langen radar 127.62. Bye-bye.
127.65, color 211, correct.
This is probably the towering cumulus that they were talking about. Quite big clouds today. As you can see, the aircraft. Oh, the aircraft's quite having a hard time intercepting that inbound course of 90 degrees inbound the VOR station. But we're getting back on track shortly. And we're going to accelerate to 301 knots initially. So quite a good departure, not very hard, just a nice left turn. And we're now passing flight level 160 in a few moments. Continuing climb to flight level 220. And in the end we're going to climb to our cruising altitude today of flight level 360.
Scandinavian 610, proceed direct Minga.
Proceed direct Minga, Scandinavian 610. Direct Minga it is. There we go. Make a left turn right now. I don't know why the yoke is moving like that. I think it has something to do with my configuration of the SciTech yoke. flown in a while.
Climb flight level 300.
Climb flight level 300, Scandinavian 610. So we've been given a direct, as you can see, and in a few moments we'll be entering German airspace.
Flight level 310. German 420, with the radar for evening identified. Eastern flight level 200.
It's time for a Dutch mini stroopwafel. It's very nice. Check it out, guys. A very nice sunset here. Quite a lot of clouds here too. Just gonna turn the panel lights off. Beautiful. Unfortunately, we're not flying over the Alps this time. I love mountains, so. But these clouds are beautiful too. So we're slowly climbing to flight level 300 initially, and as you can see, we're soon entering German airspace. There are some German airports already on the map there. I'm not sure if there's air traffic control there or not, but at least in the northern part of Germany there's air traffic control. We'll probably climb to flight level 360 in a few moments. And as expected, we have some slight headwind here. Currently it's 306 degrees at 34 knots, but I've seen worse. Sometimes headwinds of 100 knots. It's crazy. Check it out, guys. Very nice cloud survey clouds.
610, climb flight level 360.
Climb flight level 360, Scandinavian 610. Thank you. 360. We're moving over to our cruising altitudes. There we go. Let's take a look at the status of our flight, the progress. As you can see, the arrival time at Copenhagen is 21:53 Zulu, so that's pretty good. A few minutes to 10.
Scandinavian 610, contact Langen radar 127.625.
Contact Langen on 127.62, Scandinavian 610, bye bye. So we do have ATC here in Germany, which is great. 127.62, Langen radar. Radar, good evening, Scandinavian. We'll wait for him.
Scandinavian 610, I guess.
This is Scandinavian 610 with your passing flight level 330 for flight level 360 inbound Sudan.
Scandinavian 610, good afternoon. You are radar identified, climb flight level 360, proceed direct KMAT, Kilo Echo Mike Alpha Delta.
What's your climb to flight level 360 and say again the waypoint for Scandinavian 610?
Scandinavian 610, waypoint is KMAT, Kilo Echo Mike Alpha Delta.
What's your proceed direct to KMAT, Scandinavian 610, thank you. Direct to KMAT, straight ahead. So we're now with Langen radar in Germany, and in a few moments we'll reach our cruising altitude of flight level 360. And I think so far the flight's going pretty smooth. Not a lot of problems. And in terms of turbulence it's pretty smooth too, only during the departure a little bit. So there we go, we're reaching our cruising altitude, flight level 360. Everything is still set here. Air conditioning looking good. So we've been given a direct, and let's see, the arrival time is still the same. But I'm hoping for some more headwind, or for some more tailwind in the north. So there we go, guys. We are at our cruising altitude. So it's going to be about an hour crossing through Germany. Not much activity, I think. Only some handoffs. But as you can see, it's quite busy on the frequency. Quite a lot of aircraft talking right here, which is nice for just a Tuesday evening. Normally it's very busy during the weekend, but right now it's pretty good too. So enjoy the beautiful views, and yeah, when I'll get back to you, we'll probably start our descent into Copenhagen. So enjoy the flight, and see you then. So it's pretty busy on the frequency. A lot of airplanes in the airspace of Langen radar. In a few moments we're gonna go to Bremen radar. I'll just check where the real flight is. Of course, we did part a little bit earlier in the real flights. But I'm gonna take a look now on the VATMap app, and we are just above Mannheim. Just make a screenshot again. Let's take a look. There we go. I'm now going to check where the real flight is. And the real flight is right here, next to Frankfurt. So yeah, of course we're a little bit ahead of the real flight. And the real flight is performed by an Airbus 390 in the retro livery, so that's quite nice. But since I'm a Boeing pilot, I don't fly Airbus at all.
Yeah, has its charm, has its charm. Break Scandinavian 610, contact Bremen radar 125.02, bye-bye.
Contact Bremen radar on 125.02, Scandinavian 610, choose.
Fair enough. Everything 6 Romeo Hotel, contact Bremen 12.
He's speaking Dutch to me, that's very nice. Okay, we're gonna go to Bremen radar. Bremen radar, guten Abend, Scandinavian 610 with your flight level 360 inbound KMAT.
Scandinavian 610, Bremen radar, clear, identified. Proceed direct to Elkim, Echo Lima, Kilo Indian Mike.
Proceed direct to Elkim, Scandinavian 610, thank you. Elkim. There we go. Another right turn. And our current arrival time is 1950. Did you see it? It jumped to 1953 just now. 52. And we're going into the tailwind right now, as you can see, 27 degrees at 15 knots. So yeah, we're going to speed up a little bit. So you might be wondering why we are cruising at flight level 360 while we are flying to the east. That's a very good question. Thing is, Switzerland is one of the exceptions to the rule, and they use a different kind of method on determining which flight level to choose. So in Switzerland, basically the case is when you're flying to the north, you're going to fly at an even flight level, and when you're flying to the south, you're going to fly on an odd flight level. While in normal or in other European countries, with a few other exceptions, when you fly east, going to fly an odd flight level. When you're going to fly west, you're going to fly an even flight level. So there's a little bit of an exception. Even though we're flying east, northeast, we're still going to fly an even flight level. One way to get to know the flight level that's being used by checking out real flights on Flight Radar 24. It's not always reliable, of course, because they might be recleared to another altitude due to weather or things like that. But also check some old flights on VATSIM, that will help most people get it correct, and they will be corrected by air traffic control if you filed an odd flight level while you should have filed an even flight level. Delivery will tell you, and then you can take care of that. So it's a little bit of a different rule in Switzerland, and yeah, we're happily cruising at level 360. It was the optimum altitude when we departed. The optimal altitude was 361, flight level 361. As you can see, it now has increased to flight level 370. And as you can see as well, the top of descent is already displaying here on the navigation display. So this is the point where we're going to start our descent into Copenhagen. So I'm just going to check the ATIS of Copenhagen. I can see it here on Squawk Box. I'm not going to listen to it. You can also do the text if you want. So expect ILS approach, arrival runway 04 left. We have entered that in the FMC already. Transition level 50. So we're going to enter that in the FMC as well. Flight level 50. There we go. Current wind is 30 degrees at 4 knots, so very light. Variable between 340 degrees and 50 degrees. Visibility more than 10 kilometers. Few clouds. It's 1400 broken. 5200. Temperature 14. 2.13 QNH 1013. Set that right here already. So really calm weather. Information Delta. So we're going to expect ILS runway 4 left at Copenhagen. So I'm just going to get some electronic charts at the ready for this arrival. For Zurich I still had some paper charts, but for Copenhagen I was electronic charts instead. So it's not really busy now on the ATC frequency, so maybe it's a good time to review our arrival into Copenhagen. Let's take a look at the chart. On our flight plan, we're gonna fly direct to Monac, and I presume we're gonna fly the Monac 1 mic arrival. Although there's ATC, so we're probably getting vectors, but that's what I've entered in the FMC. And so we're just gonna descend on the profile in that case, and we're going to end up at the ILS of runway 04 left, which starts at 4,000 feet, as you can see here on this chart. And we're going to be flying at a course of 038 degrees. Frequency is entered in the FMC. And in case of a miss, the glide path is, by the way, just normal 3.0 degrees. In case of a missed approach, we're going to climb straight ahead to 500 feet. And then we're going to turn left to track the 347 degrees, and climb to 3,000 feet. So our missed approach altitude is 3,000 feet for the ILS approach of runway 04 left. So it's very simple, just climb to 500 to make the left turn. And there's normal speed restrictions here at Copenhagen, as you can see on this chart. 230 knots on that hold, and we're just going to fly maximum 250 knots below flight level 100. And the current transition level is flight level 50, so at that point we're going to switch to the local QNH, which in this case 1013, so it's exactly the same. So that's a quick review of the approach into Copenhagen, and when we vacate the runway, we're going to have to taxi quite a bit, and we have to cross runway, at least one runway. Let's see, which runway is that? Runway 12 and 30 to the gates on the center. So that's the approach, and we're gonna start our descent. Let's see, within 60 miles, about 60 miles, 69 miles, 1926 Zulu. So in about 10 minutes, we're gonna start our descent. And the views are still beautiful. We're still flying in sunset, and you can still see my face. That's a complaint I get a lot. But there's a reason for that. If I'm flying at night and I would turn on the lights all the way up, I would not be able to see that much outside in Flight Simulator. So, you know, the lights kind of, flashing on the screen, and there's this orange haze over your screen, and you can't see a lot when flying at night. So that's why I prefer to put the lights down a little bit. But in this case, we're flying sunset, daylight, so it's okay. Alright, guys, we're gonna start our descent in a few moments. See if the air traffic controller will clear us to a lower altitude before we have to ask for it. Probably not. When the FMC starts to shout at me to change the altitude on the MCP, then I will ask him. There we go. And Scandinavian 610 requesting descent.
Scandinavian 610, descent for level 330 first to the traffic message.
What's your descent flight level 330, Scandinavian 610? Okay, flight level 330 it is, due to traffic. And indeed, we can see the traffic right here on the navigation display.
Scandinavian 610, continue descent, flight level 200. Descent rate 2,000 feet per minute.
Continue descent, flight level 200, descent 2,000 feet per minute, Scandinavian 610. Okay, we're gonna... Never had that before. So we're gonna send 2,000 feet per minute, keep the same speed. As you can see, there's some traffic on the left of us, right here. So we have to be a bit careful with our descent.
Scandinavian 610, contact Copenhagen 13527. Bye-bye.
Contact Copenhagen 135.275, Scandinavian 610, choose. So we're going to also switch to Copenhagen now.
Position direct Delta.
Continue, 600.
It's busy. Trying to get through.
Captain Florian, good evening, radar contact. Expect radar with the service runway 04 left in Kastrup for now. Continuous flight.
Continuous flight level 2100 for left, for the Foxtrot, good evening.
Copenhagen, good evening, Scandinavian 610, passing flight level 245 for flight level 200 inbound to Makel.
Scandinavian 610, good evening, Captain, from present position direct to Pastor, Bravo, Alpha Sierra, Lima, Oscar. Expect radar request ILS runway 04 left. Descent to flight level 120.
Roger, direct to Baslo, ILS runway 04 left, and descent flight level 120, Scandinavian 610.
Descent to flight level 130.
So we're basically given a direct now to a waypoint that gives us a direct interception of the ILS to localizer, so it's very simple. Let's get some direct right here.
American 640, Captain, good evening, radar contact. Open plan, flight level 320.
Traffic.
Welcome 320 IFR. Good evening, folks.
Yes.
And follow the first again, Delta Oscar Papa Echo Mike, confirm.
Lufthansa 4 Delta Foxtrot, it is Delta Oscar Papa Echo Mike.
Perfect, Delta Oscar Papa Echo Mike, order.
Not gonna descend too fast.
Traffic.
Notion for the house 1 unfortunately for the destination information for now I don't know.
I'm gonna descend a little bit less fast.
You will need to get in touch with Bremen frequency 125.02. Have a nice flight.
Traffic.
He's descending. Oh, he's 500 feet below us. Scandinavian 610, just to be sure, we are receiving traffic advisory message.
Traffic.
Scandinavia 610, repeat again please.
Yeah, we're receiving TCAS warnings at the moment.
Traffic.
Scandinavian 610, turn left heading 010.
Traffic.
Left heading 010, Scandinavian 610.
Everybody 610 hotel from present position directed Mexico, November Echo, Kilo, Sierra, Oscar.
It's not very good, mate.
Descend.
So now gonna descend on flight level change.
Descend.
Cloud surfing.
Descend.
Oscar Yankee Sierra Echo Papa report final and ventilation.
Phew.
Vertical speed. Adjust.
We're already below the aircraft, so not worrying too much anymore.
Traffic.
As long as we get 1,000 feet below that airplane, then it's fine. There we go. Oh, we're doing some nice cloud surfing, look at that. So traffic was pretty close. Yeah, that just happens, you know. The other aircraft and me were both arriving at the same point at the same time. So maybe I was descending a little bit too fast, or the air traffic controller just didn't see it, I don't know. But we're back and safe, and it makes the flight a little bit more exciting, of course.
Scandinavia 610, Captain now from present position, direct Baslo, and descend to 3,000 feet on local QNH 1013. Below the red, Baslo.
Roger, direct to Baslo and descend 3,000 feet on QNH 1013, Scandinavian 610, thank you. LNAV, direct Baslo, 3,000 feet. And at the transition level of flight level 50, we're gonna switch to the local QNH of 1013. With TCAS, it's always the question whether you should follow the TCAS. In this case, I knew I was ahead of the aircraft, and the air traffic controller gave us a heading a bit more to the left, so I decided to just keep descending. I knew the aircraft was behind me. But otherwise I would have indeed climbed and get the situation resolved that way. But it was not yet that necessary, although there were some TCAS warnings in the end. But it's solved now, and let's make a safe landing in Copenhagen. Look at those clouds, aren't they beautiful?
Scandinavia 610, contact Copenhagen approach, frequency 119.8, safe landing.
Roger, contact Copenhagen approach on 119.8, Scandinavian 610, thank you, bye bye.
Lufthansa 4 Delta Foxtrot, descend to flight
119.8. Copenhagen approach, good evening, Scandinavian 610, passing flight level 906 for 3,000 feet.
Scandinavian 610, continue Basel down to 3,000 feet to be level at Basel. Expect ILS 04 on left. Please reduce speed to 220 knots.
Roger, descend to 3,000 feet to be leveled at Basel and reduce speed 220 knots, Scandinavian 610. Okay, 220 knots.
1719.
Well, it's very busy, as you can see.
Sorry, I can see you're not flying directly. Proceed when present heading, expect vector for the ILS.
There are 3 aircraft on the navigation display. You don't see that much.
Scandinavian 610, reduce speed 180 knots.
Reduce speed 180 knots, Scandinavian 610.
Lufthansa 4 Delta Fox.
To 180 knots.
310.
And we're going to select flaps 1. Flaps 5.
Descend.
Oh, there we go again.
Traffic.
Don't you go
Adjust vertical speed. Adjust.
Who is that guy?
Vertical speed. Adjust.
And he's 1,000 feet above us right now, so that's fine.
Climbing to flight level 190, direct inbound,
Heading select.
flight direct to TMAX, I'm sorry, Scandinavian 777. Lufthansa 4 Delta Fox down to 3,000 feet, Victor's ILS 04 left. Victor's ILS 04 left, south 3 for Delta Fox. Scandinavian 610, reduce speed to minimum approach speed, your number 3.
Reduce minimum approach speed and confirm we are cleared for the ILS approach. We have now overshot the localizer.
Sorry for that, Scandinavian 610, turn right heading 130 and expect vector for new approach runway 04 left.
Confirm the heading for Scandinavian 610.
Affirm 610. Scandinavian 610, turn right heading 130.
Right heading 130, Scandinavian 610.
Scandinavian 610, rotate down to 3,000 feet. Expect vector for ILS 165.
I think he's going to clear us for the approach once again. That's a problem if he doesn't clear you for the ILS approach and you've been given a direct, you should actually keep on that heading. So that's what I did because I was not cleared for the ILS approach yet. So, but okay, we'll try it again.
Scandinavian 610, turn right heading 210.
Right heading 210, Scandinavian 610. This falls under the category shit happens.
Yeah, Berlin 6102. We are going to cross the localizer here just to inform you.
Alright. There's a lot of traffic down there.
Scandinavian 610. Turn right, sorry, turn right heading 310.
Turn right heading 310, Scandinavian 610.
There's 6 minutes. Tower frequency 118.1, safe landing, bye-bye, and thanks for your patience. No problem, sir. 181, 600. Have fun. Good night.
There we go. I could see some lights already down there as night falls into Copenhagen. Look, there they are. So we're going to try again. We are all the way behind the other aircraft, but a little bit of a delay, but that's no problem. At least not for me. I'm not carrying passengers, so in real it would be kind of a problem.
Scandinavian 610, turn right heading 010, PNI left 04 left, report established.
Turn left heading 010 and clear the ILS approach runway 04 left, Scandinavian 610. And just to confirm, we are at our minimum approach speed already.
Scandinavian 610, it was a right turn for heading 010.
Roger, right heading 010, Scandinavian 610.
Scandinavian 402.
So there we go, we try again.
Scandinavian 610. You can increase your speed if you want. We have the air balloon on a 3-mile final right now, and you're about 12 miles out, so it should be no problem.
Roger, we'll increase speed to 160 knots until 40 meters, Scandinavian 610. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, that's fine. And we're gonna turn right 038. And we're capturing the flight, so we're gonna clear down and flaps 15. Alright, there we go. The tower frequency is already set in my radios. 1181.
Scandinavian 610, are you established?
Yes, we are established in the ILS Scandinavian 610.
610, contact tower, frequency 118.1. Thank you for your patience here tonight. Sorry for my little mistake here with you, but hope you enjoyed the flight here to Copenhagen. Tower 118.1, bye-bye, sir.
Absolutely, no problem. Contacting tower 118.1, Scandinavian 610, bye-bye. 1181, there we go, 2,500 feet.
1719, course runway 04 right, continue taxi via India and Golf for span Golf 125. Course 04 right, then continue via India and Golf 2 for stand Golf 125, UPS 171.
Copenhagen Tower, good evening, Scandinavian 610, ILS 104 left.
Good evening, Scandinavian 1, correction 610, careful tower, continue approach, number 2.
Continue approach Scandinavian 610. And we're gonna decrease our speed to our VREF. And let's fly manually. I'm gonna set the flaps to 30. Okay. Gears down, flaps 30 degree lights. Landing lights on, taxi lights on. Energy start switch is continuous. And the runway is just there through the clouds, as you can see. I'll disconnect the autopilot in a few moments. There we go.
Say please. Repeating Alpha 1, 6 Hotel. Okay, 6 Hotel vacated right off via Echo 1, then continue via Bravo and Romeo for standard Charlie 3.
1000.
It's quite a bit windy up here.
6 Hotel, let's make that Alpha, cross runway 30 for Foxtrot and Quebec, and stand number Charlie 30 instead.
We are not clear to land
I'm
yet.
a little bit confused. Could you if Alpha crossing 30 approved, other side, Charlie 31? Shadowing 6 Hotel on the other side, Foxtrot and Quebec for Charlie 30.
Scandinavia 610, are we clear to land?
Scandinavia 610, clear to land on way 04 left, wind base 0 degrees at 3 knots.
Clear to land runway 04 left, Scandinavia 610.
Other side, Foxtrot, Quebec, stand Charlie 30, 600.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
There we go. There's something with late landing clearances in my videos.
Our UPS 1719, disconnecting from Stand Golf 1258, services, bye-bye. UPS 1719, thanks for flying to Copenhagen, engine shutdown approved, to Flightplan is closed, bye-bye.
There we go. Flaps up. And Scandinavian 610, runway 04 left, vacated.
Scandinavian 610, sorry for the late landing. Continue taxi via Alpha and cross runway 30, then Foxtrot and Papa for stand Bravo 7.
We should continue via Alpha and Foxtrot and Papa and say again the stand for Scandinavian 610.
Scandinavian 610, and Bravo 7.
We should stand Bravo 7, Scandinavian 610. Thank you. There we are. Sorry for the TCAS test. It wasn't one knob too far. But anyways, we have arrived safely. Pretty good landing. Oh, what a dramatic sky above Copenhagen. So we taxi via Alpha. And then Foxtrot and Papa to Bravo 7. Yeah, we got that. So quite an exciting approach into Copenhagen. Again, quite a mix of circumstances, of course. There was a lot of traffic. So the controllers were busy, and it was my first time into Copenhagen, so things were a bit new, but we've arrived safely. That's what it's all about, isn't it? And we're gonna turn right here at Foxtrot. Immediate left onto Papa. I'm gonna start up the APU, by the way.
That's correct. Pushback and Bravo 2.
Bravo 9er.
Push and start to call back for taxi now, shuttle 3054.
And Bravo 7. No idea if this thing works.
Vessel 3054.
There we go.
Amendment to your clearance.
Brake is set.
You're still cleared to
Let the APU take over.
Kastrup, runway 12 with you instead.
Still clear Kastrup, but using 12 instead, holding 1 Bravo departure. No shuttle 3054.
Over.
Scandinavian 610 is on the blocks. Thanks for the ATC service. Bye.
Scandinavian 610, welcome to Copenhagen. Shutdown of Luton, Flightplan is closed. Thanks for flying. Bye bye.
So here we are at Copenhagen. So it was quite a good flight and quite an easy departure from Zurich. And it was quite busy on the VATSIM network tonight. A lot of traffic over Germany and here in Copenhagen, as you have seen. I'm just going to go off the frequency here.
2 knots, runway 04 right, you're clear for takeoff.
But yeah, that's what makes flying on VATSIM exciting. Sometimes you have evenings where there's barely any traffic, but at other times there's a lot of traffic, and of course that's a lot of fun and makes things very realistic. And things go wrong, like the TCAS situation and the lack of clearance for the ILS approach, but eventually it went out all fine. So thanks for watching this video here on the AviationPro channel. Again, if you want to achieve the P1 pilot rating on the VATSIM network, check out this new set of tutorials. I've also made a video where I explain exactly what it all means, and by following those tutorials you can basically become a very good, good VATSIM pilot and make a good start. Also check out my previous VATSIM videos. I made quite a few of them. One is from a departure from Amsterdam with ATC, an arrival at Vienna without ATC, a flight from Bratislava to Prague, and the previous was a flight from Langen Heathrow to Amsterdam. So also very nice videos. So check them out. And for now, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time on a new VATSIM video. Bye.